She's on to me.
Coming by. No trade? Oh well. Next time. Look, Honora. Don't pull your blades.
last bar of the sun done before the forbidden west. College of Horn. What's the Wesley service? Alright, I should find whoever's in charge here. First, it might be worth taking a look around, too.
Savior, tell me, are you seeking passage into no man's land by any chance?
Maybe. Why do you ask?
Well, to hammer it plain, there's treasure out west. Unclaimed scrap and ancient metal. And I've got a sturdy band of salvagers that knows the lay of the land.
You're not afraid of the Tanakh?
Terrified. But I carry out most of my business in no man's land. Neutral territory and all that. Barren Light is our port of entry. When its doors aren't closed for an embassy. I was hoping your arrival meant they might be opening soon. I've got a business to run, after all.
I want that embassy to happen as much as you do. Believe me, I'm working on it.
Good to know. And keep us in mind. If you do manage to open the way, our main camp will be just past Barren Light. We'll buy any scrap you've got on you. And if you're looking for machine parts, we've got the best in the West. Guaranteed.
All right. Maybe later then.
If you could get those blasted gates open.
Guess I'm not the only one who wants to get those gates open.
Now that I think of it.
Almost ready to go?
There's Errand. Looks like he's had a few.
For the love of Dawn, Conover, give it a rest.
Savior, you're my last hope.
Conover. She's Meridian's savior, not yours.
It's just Aloy. What do you want?
Please, no one will listen. But the Eclipse... they're here in the Daunt.
Really, Conover? Aloy's the one that defeated them. You're bothering her with this hogwash now?
Some of them must have fled west after the battle at the Elite. I saw one of our sentries, Loravik, sneaking off to meet with one. I tried to eavesdrop, but they spotted me. And then Loravik tried to kill me. I... fought back. It was him or me.
Unfortunately, there's no hard evidence that connects Larovic to the eclipse. And since Conover doesn't deny killing his fellow soldier, Nozar sentenced him to death.
What makes you so sure Larovic was worth?
Well, I was too far to hear everything. But I heard them both say the word eclipse.
It's not the most outlandish claim I've heard, but it's up there.
Crying eclipse is a convenient way to dodge a death sentence.
If I have to die, so be it. But if we ignore this threat, others are going to die too.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Weeks ago, during a shift change, some trespassers slipped through the... By the time anyone noticed, they were halfway out the canyon.
Nozar's not one to be sidetracked. He tightened up the patrol schedules, reprimanded the sentries, and everyone moved on.
But I couldn't stop thinking about it. No, meaning, someone left it open on purpose. And Larovic, well, he's always grumbling about officers. But on this, he was too quiet. And after the incident, he started acting different. So when I spotted him sneaking out of the barracks after hours, I found him arguing with a stranger. And when Larovic mentioned the eclipse, I tried getting... The stranger took off, and Larovic lunged at me with... Instincts took over.
Why don't you believe him?
We combed the woods. Searched Larovic's bunk. Searched it again. Didn't look. Conover's a good man, but Nozar only listens to facts. And that fact is, Conover killed his fellow sentry. He doesn't deny...
No, but more eclipses are out there.
And considering there's no evidence backing up... Well, we can't question a dead man. Nozar's on edge with the upcoming... Hey, if you find a bunch, please do let us know.
The meeting you witnessed.
No. But the clearing where...
A dozen soldiers have already searched Ignair.
I can see things others can't. If the...
Thank you, Aloy.
Don't get your hopes up.
Lighten up, Paiv. You've got a thick wall of stone between you and the Tanakh up there.
Yes, sir.
Are you in charge around here?
Apologies, no. That would be Commander Nozar. I'm Lawan, his second in command. So, what brings Aloy of the...
I'm here for the embassy. And maybe now that Studious Juarez is here, we...
Yes, the Sun Priest. Walk really seems to like his scroll. But the embassy... Commander Nozar has signaled already, but the Tanakh marshals have yet to say...
All right, fine. Let me through the gates then. I have my own business with them.
I'm sure you do, but I'm afraid I can't. Normally, the gates are open for any who... Asaram salvagers, a few... But no one's allowed in or out before... Now we're open. Once the...
So what happens at these...
Mostly trade and negotiation. The Karja offered tribute in exchange. The Tanakh returned personal effects taken from Karja soldiers that fell during the Red Raids. This particular embassy, however...
Because the Tanakh, they're handing over some sort of prisoner, right? A soldier named Fashav?
The exchange has got everyone on edge. You never know if an embassy's going to go well until it's practically...
You said something about Tanakh marshals. Who are they?
They're the tribe's elite warriors. Before every embassy, they arrive with a contingent of soldiers from each of their 3 clans. Then, during the proceedings, they negotiate on behalf of their leader. And Paiv over here came face to face with them for the first time at the last embassy.
It was hot that day, sir.
It wasn't.
Where is this Commander No? If he's the one keeping the gates shut, I'll convince him to open them for me.
I'll take you to him, but the commander isn't one to break protocol.
We'll see about that.
This way.
There's a lot of activity going on around here.
The Tanakh tore down this place during the Red Raids. 2 years of labor, and we still have a long way to go. The work stoppage and chain scrape nearly halted our rebuilding efforts. But I hear a certain Nora got them back to work.
I was just helping out.
Yes, well, I'm sure Ulvin was thrilled.
Oh, I can use your insights later on.
Stand aside, soldier.
Sir?
Hey, I
There's
thought
the
you
commander.
left by now.
Better brace yourself.
When we started today.
And good luck.
Hang off.
How are we to hold an embassy with a tribe that can't even govern their own people?
What more can you expect from barbarians?
Ah. Aloy, was it?
Yes. The one who cleared the valley for you? That Aloy.
We appreciate your service. At least we are ready for the embassy to begin.
Didn't you just give the signal?
Both sides must signal readiness. Until the Tanakh sound their horn, we wait.
Yea, for as the first shall be kept.
Shut up. Why the delay?
The Tanakh are a tribe composed of 3 clans. How many banners do you see?
You're just gonna wait?
Oh, this isn't some forgotten corner of the East. It's the Forbidden West. If you don't like it, run back to Meridian, file a complaint.
The Meridian I saved, you mean?
That's right. Nobody walks to the gate until the 3rd clan arrives and the Tanakh's horn has sound. Not even the Savior.
Lucky for you, the savior of Meridian still has a few things she wants to take care of. It'd be worth another look around the Daunt before the embassy. Maybe I could check on Erend in the courtyard. And Thurles mentioned there's a hunting grounds near here to train up. It's gonna leave a mark. Gentlemen?
That's our cue.
You taking the edge off?
Well, I can't put my foot in my mouth again if I'm pouring booze down it, right? Let me guess. You're in a rush, right? So whatever you need, ask away.
I was, wondering if you were able to lay Ursa to...
Yeah, we did. Half of them owed her a favor, and the other half owed her their lives. In the end, everybody drank. You know, it's the rowdiest funeral since,
Feels like she would have liked that.
Yeah, damn straight. Damn straight.
How have things...
Your silent departure? Yeah. Helped Avad pick up the pieces after the battle with the Eclipse. I took a month to bury Ursa in the claim. But when I got back, I got the assignment to babysit Vouad. I thought that'd be a cakewalk, so of course things went sideways.
You got blindsided. Wasn't your fault.
A couple more of these, maybe I'll believe you.
What do you know about the embassy?
Oh, yeah, not much. Only that Avad, he said I'm making peace with these Tanakh. But from what I hear, they're not too big on the hold, and they do most of their talking with blades. So if you're heading their way, be prepared. Things might get ugly real...
I'll keep that in mind. What do you know about this place?
Well, nothing good. It's where the Carja dragged all the captives they took from the Forbidden West during the Red Raids. Lucky ones became slave labor. The rest were hauled off to the Sun Ring and Meridian.
Your sacrifice.
You got it. Tanakh made sure to wreck the place before they chased the Carja out of the West. I can't say I blame them. And now Avad's paying the Osram to rebuild it. And no matter how much new stone they put up, it'll still be stained in blood.
I better get going.
Oh, thanks for taking the time to talk to...
Erend.
No, I get it. You know, I'm just a blunt instrument. Wrong. All right, I guess what I'm really trying to say is...
I know where to find you. Hopefully sober.
Don't count on it. But be careful out there.
on the earth. Here for sale. May the sun light your path.
This game seems interesting. How does it work?
I can't be teaching every newcomer I see. Ask someone else.
Right. At least I know there's someone in Chain Scrape who can teach me.
If I had a spear like that, I could have taken them from that. A pleasure trading with a true machine.
Sir?
Wary of shadow. Finest business.
Oh, hi!
Your impatience does not hasten the Tanakh.
Only our annoyance.
Fine.
The answer is no.
As is the will of...
Well, thanks, but I've waited long enough. It's time to go.
Absolutely not. This embassy depends on diligent adherence to... You shall not!
Keep telling yourself that.
Someone approaching! On a machine!
Varl. Open the gates, please.
Do not let her through that gate! That is a direct order!
Sorry, can't do it.
Sir, it's the Savior! I don't care if it's the devil between herself. The gate ain't a shield until that horn blows!
I'm asking nicely.
I don't know what to do.
Hey, Varl.
Hi, Aaron. What's happening?
You know, the usual. Aloy wants something. People try to stand in her way. It's not gonna work.
Oh, that's it! Arrest her!
I'd like to see you try.
Supporting fire?
Yeah, I'm locked and loaded. Hey, Nozar! You stupid bastard. You think you got the authority to keep that door shut in the Savior of Meridian's face? What do you think Sun King Avad is gonna do when he hears what you did? Promote you, huh? Let it through, boys. Saving the world.
Forget something back in Meridian?
Look, Varl...
It doesn't matter. Made it just in time. So this tribe that Murad told us about, the Tanakh, we need their permission to go west?
Yeah, well, I figured it'd be nice if they weren't trying to kill me the whole time.
But this embassy hasn't started yet. We're just gonna barge in?
There's no more politics. No more delays.
Oh well. Now at least you have some backup.
I guess I do. We'll see how it goes.
That is the line between East and West. Cross it and die.
Hold on now. Let's take it easy.
None may walk this valley until our signal sounds. That was our accord with the Karja.
I'm not Karja. I came here on my own to ask for rite of passage.
But they opened the gate for you, did they not? What is the meaning of this violation?
Why send a child? Do they want to parley or not?
The Karja can't be trusted. This is known.
Forget the Karja. This has nothing to do with them. I need to go west to save lives. Maybe even yours.
The only lives you can save are your own. By turning back. Now.
Hold! She's telling the truth about one thing. She's not Karja. She's a Nora from the Savage East. And if she seeks to save lives, should we not listen? Let me speak to her. One last favor for a fellow marshal before he's taken away. A fearless, red-headed Nora. You must be the so-called savior of Meridian.
Just Aloy.
I am unyielding Fashav. Once of the Karja High Command, last of the army of the setting sun.
You're Fashav. Avad gave me a message for you. That he waits for you in Meridian, where you belong.
Avad always was polite. Well, now I'm even more curious about you knowing that you have the confidence of the Sun King. But such an association with the Karja could work against you here, as it often has with me. As you can see. Tensions are high. This embassy is a delicate affair. They're about to return me to the Sundom, a gesture that might help soothe painful grievances. And now you arrive, unheralded.
I'm not here to cause trouble. I just need to go west.
So you say. I might be able to help, but I need to know why. Along with some assurance that I won't regret it.
I've never seen markings like those on a Karja before.
The Karja see ink as decoration. For the Tanakh, it is much more. A litany of deeds. A record of vanquished enemies.
Looks like you've vanquished quite a few.
I've fought my share of battles. But I feel that my life, like my markings, is only half complete. this side shows my martial deeds. Before I die, I'd like to see the other half marked with the laurels of peace.
How did you come to be among the Tenakth?
It's quite a story, but not a quick one. Though I suppose neither of us is going anywhere before the embassy begins. Are you sure you want to hear it?
I guess we have time.
Very well. I marched with Sun King Jiran's raiders when they came west, hoping to moderate their worst impulses. I failed, of course. They committed unspeakable atrocities, stirring the Tenakth into action. When the clans overran our forward encampment at Cinnabar Sands, I stayed behind to help the last stragglers evacuate, and was taken prisoner. I didn't make it easy for my captors, mind you. And they paid me back in kind on the journey to their capital. I lost so much blood on the way that I was white as a corpse when they threw me before Chief Hekarro. I thought I was dead for sure, so I resorted to desperate measures.
So when you met the Tenakth chief, you did something desperate?
I'd kept my ears open as the Tenakth dragged me along, and I heard mutterings about a kind of trial by combat that they revere. So, when they flung me at Hekarro's feet, I demanded this rite, called the Kulrut, thinking that by winning I could request a boon, my life or even my freedom. The other Tenakth howled, but Hekarro stared them down, and then his gaze fell upon me. Evidently, he appreciated my ingenuity. He allowed me to participate in the Kulrut. Little did I know what I was in for.
You said the Kulrut is a Tenakth trial by combat.
Yes, but it is no ordinary trial. It doesn't pit men against each other, at least not directly. Instead, the combatants fight machines in a great arena, and only the strongest survive. Believe me, it is no easy thing to stare down a charging machine while hundreds around you scream for blood.
I know more about that than you might think.
Do you? Well, then you have my respect. I had hoped for freedom, but well, that wasn't on offer.
You wound up serving the Tenakth chief.
The winners of the Kulrut must serve the chief as his marshals.
You mentioned that word before. What does it mean?
The word itself refers to a kind of protect and practice. Marshals are Hekarro's roving, part magistrate, part judge. I won my place among their ranks and served as honored to men, but many Tenakth still spat on the ground when I walked. But they did, until I started forcing them to the ground to grind them.
I guess that's one way to deal with it.
As you may have noticed, violence is the native tongue. To survive, one must master. The truth is, though, the Karja speak it too. I can't blame the Tenakth for hating them.
So then, are you still Karja?
Part of me, yes. Yet there is much to admire about the Tenakth. I've heard stories about what it was like before his reign. 3 clans always at war, constantly slitting each other's throats. Hekarro and the marshals have crafted a delicate peace, and now he looks to the future. Who knows? Maybe that future will include co-op.
The Karja talk about Hekarro as if he's a monster.
The Karja feel compelled to demonize him if only because he swept. It is true that he is fearsome. When I was first taken before him, I thought he would flame me alive. But he is no bloodthirsty tyrant like the mad. I think that if you were fortunate enough to meet him, as I was, you would... I hope you do speak to him. I'm sure you'd interest him. So, that's my story. You're the first Easterner to hear it. The Karja need to know what I have learned.
Yeah. The way you talk about the Tenakth is a lot different than how they do. Are you glad to be going back to Meridian?
Oh, I'll admit that I wouldn't mind sleeping in a feather bed or sip, but I have another goal in mind. As someone who knows the Tenakth and the Karja, if Sun King Avad is amenable, my hope is to establish...
The Tenakth don't seem that peaceful.
They're not, as a rule. Chief Hekarro knows that survival often requires, even if that change means putting aside centuries of...
You asked why I need... I'll tell you, but you won't. 6 months ago, the world almost ended. It's getting worse every day. Calling down storms, poisoning the water. The source of it all has gone west. And
I've seen the signs. And I've heard tales of an army of demons vanquished by a red-haired champion. The burden of your task is written across your face clearer than any mark. I'll grant you this, to serve as proof of your right to travel. A task so important. And it's just the two of you. Take it from one who aspires to be a diplomat. Chief Hikaru knows the West better than anyone. He can be intimidating to others, but don't let that deceive you.
maybe. If I need him.
Your choice. You can find him at his palace, past the mountains to the southwest. Tell him I sent you, and he'll listen to it.
Look! The Sky Clan's banner!
Marshals. It wasn't easy, but I brought the Sky Clan with me.
And the commander?
No. I could only convince a few. He isn't yet aware we left.
We have banners from all 3 clans. If there are fewer from the Sky Clan, it can't be helped.
He's right. Sound the horn.
What's going on?
Not all Tenakth can stomach the idea of parley with the Karja, but enough have come for us to begin.
Then I'll be on my way.
No! The other marshals will not permit it. You wanted safe passage, you have it. After the embassy.
The Karja have opened the gates.
As the sun rises over a land at war, so too can it set over a land at peace. Today is such...
Hear me, marshals! You who claim to be Tenakth!
Regala. Chief Hikaru's biggest mistake. A rival whom he should have killed.
You have forgotten that our people were born in blood. The blood of the Karja. Instead, you pledge your spears to a chief who conspires with the enemy. Hikaru has betrayed us. The embassy is proof. And all of you marshals are his accomplices. For this, I condemn you to death.
You'll need more than toothless threats to intimidate us. Exile.
Lancers, form up!
They're riding machines!
Where'd they learn to do that?
Silence.
Vashav! Come with us now, or not at all!
Archers! Light them up!
Get to cover!
Archers! Keep them back!
make it.
Open the gates! Open the gates! Open the gates! Kaja! Stand your ground!
Fire at will! I don't have a shot!
What happened? Can you see?
It's just us now.
Hey! Calm down and fight fair! Lancers! Take the center! Get ready!
Stick to cover! Archers on the ridge! Here they come!
You heard them! We're under attack! Don't stop for wood!
Pain subsiding.
Got one of the marshals! Keep back and finish her! Shoot her!
Outlanders! I'll skin you both! Chief, grant me the honor of this challenge.
Granted.
You're next, girl.
I've never seen a shield like that. Better scan it. Get that shield to break if I hit hard enough.
Girl, stand against me.
Give it up! You're not stopping me! There. I've got to break that shield! That shield's not gonna save you! Never seen a shield like that. Better scan it.
You will not survive this, Outlander.
Never seen a shield like that. Better scan it.
I thought you came to fight!
That shield will break if I hit hard enough.
When you're dead, I'll finish your friend.
There! Now's my chance! I can break through his shield if I damage it enough. His shield regenerates. Gotta get through that shield. Shield's gone. He's vulnerable. That shield's not gonna save you. chance!
Your turn! Come down here and face me! No! It was an honorable challenge. You've earned your life today. Comrades! Mark this day! Today you have decimated the marshals! Slaughtered the Karja! So begins our war on Hikaru. Move out!
Get him to the camp. Now.
You gonna make it?
You're going on without me, aren't you? Guess I'm stuck with Aaron. For now.
Come on. I'll take you back to the fort.
I got you.
It's salvage time, boys.
I don't think it can take a hit. I should be able to use it to glide.
Aloy. We're still trying to sort out this mess. Seems like the Tenakth have a civil war in their hands.
That sounds about right. The marshals weren't expecting.
And the entire Karja delegation was slain. Nozar, Vladis, Pasha. What will you do now?
I have to head west. Hopefully this rite of passage is still good. For what I'm after, I'll cross all of Tenakth territory.
Then you have a long road ahead of you. This is only the threshold of the Forbidden West. The Tenakth's true domain lies over the mountains that border Plainsong, home of the Utaru tribe.
This isn't Tenakth territory?
All that out there? That's though. Obviously, this Regala. Her rebels approached from it with all those machines they were...
The rebels were riding bristlebacks.
Are you saying the rebels let them into the Dawn?
I don't know.
While you're at it, there were went out there before the gates were shut for the embassy. Maybe you could check in on them.
I can keep an eye out. Is there a tall neck somewhere?
A tall neck? There's that one, over there, near the Utaru border. But why...
It's hard to explain. It'll...
If you say so. Is there anything else?
About Vashav.
The man was taken captive by the Tenakth. Survived for years out in the west, only to die just short of the Sundom. It's a cruel end for a good soul.
There was more. He spoke of advocating for lasting peace.
Too late for that now.
What will happen to him?
His body will be carried back to Meridian. As a cousin of the Sun King, he will be accorded official rights and buried with honor. No...
Vashav called Regala a rival. Someone the Tanakh chief should have killed.
Yeah, I reckon he should have. Her attack was coordinated and precise. Until you got in her way.
They knew the lay of the land, and they knew Fashav was going to be handed over at the embassy. If the Tanakh weren't expecting her, she must have spent months gathering an army.
They had to have made camp near somewhere they could lie low until the perfect moment.
You mentioned the Utaru tribe. Their lands are between here and the Tanakh further west?
That's right. Plainsong they're a peaceful bunch. At least compared to the Tanakh, more taken to farming than...
It's hard to imagine a bunch of farmers.
Make no mistake, they have a fierceness. When the Karja were pushed back during the Red Raid, their warriors chased ours through the burning fields of Plainsong. The Sun King has made several overtures of peace, but so far...
If they're so peaceful, why declare?
Don't know. I heard they have their own troubles to deal with. Something about a... You'd think that'd make them open to trade, but... No. They just want to be left alone.
This area is no man's land.
That it is. The Tanakh used to it, but after Avad overthrew the Mad Sun King, he reached out to the Tanakh agreed to a neutral border zone as part of the peace talk. Karja and Asuram have been striking.
But now, it seems like Regala and her rebel...
Well, I'd never call no man's land safe. The ancient ruins of the south, remnants of some forgotten war.
You said there were others who went out when the gates were open before.
Well, in addition to the salvage, there were a couple of other parties of Asuram. Even saw 2 Karja scholars trekking south. Not sure if they're exceptionally brave or just...
You said the Tanakh's lands are far to the west. What can I expect to find between here and there?
Well, as I mentioned, you've got a stretch of wilderness known as... and then new Taru farmlands. Past that are the Tanakh. Their territory is split into 3 clans. Desert, Lowland, and Sky.
Right. I saw their banners at the embassy.
The Desert Clan is closest. Ooh. Where everyone else sees an inhospitable wasteland, somewhere beyond the desert and the territories of the other 2 clans.
You don't sound certain.
I've only heard this. During the Red Raids, the Karja army tried to push into Tanakh territory, but the United Clans rose up against them. Forced them all the...
So no one except the Tanakh really know what's beyond the desert.
Maybe the scholars do, back in Meridian.
It's too bad about Nazar and what...
At least Nazar went down fighting. Well, no one deserves to go out. I'll make sure they're given proper funeral rites. It's the least I can do.
Do you think the Karja will take action against Regala? Seems like you'd have common ground.
An expedition of the Karja army into the west could be taken as the start of another invasion. Sun King Avad won't risk it. That said, we can't allow ourselves to be...
I'd need to be on my way.
Then I wish you luck. And don't worry about your friends.
I appreciate it.
Sun watch over you, Aloy. I hope you find what you're looking for.
These on me. So, this is the Forbidden West. A whole new frontier to explore. The coordinates from the spires should lead to Silence and Hades. And just maybe, a backup of Gaia. It won't be easy out there. The Blight, the Storms, Regala's machine riders. But I'll have to push through it all. Find a way to fix the world. Like Elizabeth would. The woman who led the ambush, Regala, had a lot of machines under her command. There's only one other person who has that kind of knowledge. Silence. What's his angle? Why help to knock the rebels? I'll pick these up. Good spot to test the shield wing. I climb down and I can glide. It worked! Okay. Guess I can leap off just about any cliff now. Land out here, too. This must be the salvagers I met in Vanlight. Looks like something's going on.
Like rusted buckets of scrap. You really think you can do that?
Roof, come on. You know me. Have I ever given...
If it isn't the savior of Meridian, and of my very own operation. Laren, say hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
You know, if it weren't for this one, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now. Oh, nasty business. What the Tenakth did back at the embassy. But everyone in Barren Light is thankful you drove them off.
So this is your salvage operation?
You won't find a better place to trade machine parts in the West. And soon we'll be trading in more than just that. For too long, the West has been, well, forbidden. Dangerous. But what if I told you we could make an armor so tough, so infallible, that you'd never have to worry about survival out here again?
I'd be curious to take a look at it.
Of course you would. And that's why I've asked my most talented salvagers to find what they need to make that armor. Each of them will present their work to me. The best protection will go on sale to hunters, just like you.
Lucky me.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to back in Chainscrape. Laren can take care of you while I'm gone. Can't wait to see what you come up with, my boy.
Leave it to me. It'll blow all the others out of the forge.
You have got to help me.
What are you talking about?
The armor. I made a dozen versions of it, but none of them were good enough. And there are other crews further west. If they make better armor than mine, I can kiss that keg full of shards goodbye.
So you get a prize if Karif picks your armor?
A big one. And I finally have the perfect design. I just need the right parts, and fast.
So maybe you'd be willing to pick up a contract and get them for me?
What would I be looking for?
Shell walker containers. Their plating's made to withstand a lot of damage. It'll make the perfect armor. I know it.
I think I can handle that.
Thank the Forge. All right. We scouted out a herd near here. Here's the contract. It'll tell you everything you need to know. You take the machines down. My people will pick up the containers.
I'll give this a closer look later. Thanks.
I'm counting on you, Aloy. Aloy.
I'm working on...
Always good to think before you buy. Make this armor work. I know it.
Good luck in the wilds, Red.
I might want to read that contract before going on the hunt. I'm waiting on me. I can send it to my stash. There's a lot of ancient wrecks out here. Must have been a huge battle. The old ones. They gave everything they had to slow down the Pharaoh swarm. To buy Zero Dawn time. Light's taking... Looking up for the hunt. I'm still getting a steer from my focus. That sound. It told me things were close by. Overriding it should give me data on the surrounding area. It's like a satellite dish. If I can climb it, I should be able to reach that tall rock easily enough. Sides look too difficult to climb. I'll have to find another way. Closing in on the signal. Power generator. It's dead. thing can rotate. If I can figure out a way to turn the power back on, I might be able to move things around and find a way up. Stand. power cell. Disconnected from the main power line. This should get that generator below the dish going. There's the generator. Bet this power cell can get it running. Power's back. I should check that console. Let's see what this thing does.
Impeded.
Be able to get to that tall neck now. Just find the right spot. Looks like I might need to glide onto the tall neck. Just gotta time it right. To glide onto the tall neck. Just gotta finish the plane song. The Taro tribe's home. Built on top of old satellite dishes. There we go. Time to override the big guy. Machines. That's mine. days later, for sure.
Is that the savior of Meridian? Well, I've got some news for you. You know, it's not just machines you'll find yourself battling out here. There's all kinds of nasty characters looking for a fracas. That's why I had Odur back in Chainscrape give me a couple of pointers on close combat. Man knows how to handle himself in a fight.
Good to know. Maybe I should pay this Odur a visit. Get some combat practice in.
I hope something happens today. Anything. I'm dreaming.
After the Tanakh slaughtered the
Hey, Ray.
Change your mind about that
Fancy a
brew?
game
Come
of
for that
straight.
beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
There's that spark. Fire and spit. That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles.
Like what?
Well, things aren't as bad since you... But we still got old. If you don't put that down, I'll come... Anyway. Right now, to come all this way...
I saw.
And therein lies the problem. A stormbird crashed up on the cliff, and Talon Cleanbrokers had his eye on the salvage, but the refugees have barred it. Mustn't interrupt their sun-scorched ritual.
Huh. Never...
Yeah, well, these particular shadow... But overall, they're peaceful folk. Not that it matters to Talon. Maybe you could swing by. Convince him to set up camp somewhere else.
So the bristlebacks in the Daunt.
You're a pig. Blasted things, those bristle. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley. Lost some good people. But bless the bellows, you cleared that, put a dent in Olvin's plan. Now, if only there were someone...
But how could bristlebacks in the Daunt help?
2 words. Concession decree. Olvind has taken to blaming the car. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentment going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day...
About that. I think the
Now there's a spark that...
I'm working on it.
By the forge. Grab my ear if you nail...
I thought you'd be back in Free Heap.
Well, after the big battle at Merit, but realized it was running smooth. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the...
What else can you tell me about the Shadow Carja refugees?
Well, they don't call themselves Shadow Carja, at least not anymore. But whatever side of the sun they're on, they don't seem to want for nothing except a place to live.
So they're just camped outside by a blocking entry to a wrecked stormbird?
Don't rightly know, but I'll tell you this. Should they ever wise up and salvage it, A Stormbird heart is worth a lot, and if they get there first, then by Ostrom law, it's theirs. Not that Tolan Cleanbrokers ever lost sleep over any...
So about Olvend.
Around here, everything's about
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like he knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Maine, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be... Thing is, all the bankers back home know, and the Sun King can revoke those. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign.
This concession decree.
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any stone and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the... And since Olvend has a stake, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a jump. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram, so he could buy enough votes to... He's a sly old badger. Figures if he keeps up the
Well, if I'm up that way, I'll talk to the refugees.
Much appreciated. Yeah.
This Talon guy might still be in Chainscrape.
Sit down for
I could have a word with him first.
Aloy, please, have a seat. All right, let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner? That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from, and of course, their health. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go. Usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now. Pick up that machine piece to your right, and move it forward. And remember, each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder. Indigit here? Okay. Oh, that's okay. We can always play later.
You managed to get the...
I'm working on... I should get...
Good luck. Did you find those walkers, Aloy?
I might want to read that contract before going on the hunt. No more sneaking around.
Think you can take me?
They're trying to corner those ulcers.
Some luck we have. Hey you! Flame hair! Come here! If it isn't the hero of the day.
Are you all Delvers?
We've been working No Man's Land. I was hoping to get back to Barren Light, you know, after that, and seeing as how we all... I'm guessing things think...
You could...
It's not like No Man's Land, but I didn't think I'd have to worry about this, and now, they're riding machines.
If you were headed back to Barren Light...
We ran across some ruins nearby. Thought we'd take it, but the place is full of weird, can't get through this stuff. First thing tomorrow, though, we should probably send a message to our crew down at...
Jagged Deep?
It's a dig site by this big lake down south. Old world scrap everywhere. And that's my cue. Thanks for helping us out. Maybe I'll get into more...
Oh, let's hope not. An old world ruin. Wonder what's inside. Okay, let's see what we can find around here. Save this green shine for something special. Red crystals growing on the wall. I don't think there's anything I can do about them. Oh, without a way to get through those red crystals, there's not much I can do. I better move on for now. Rid of this stuff. Looks like this door is locked. Maybe there's another way in. This crate might be useful. This'll be in my stash when I need it. sure that's the passage Laren's contract mentioned. I should make sure I have my facts straight. Give the contract a quick read. Shell workers use this passage regularly, and Laren wants their plating. I just need to wait them out at his camp. Might be a good idea to place some traps on the road first. Catch them. By surprise. Silence gave me match that wreckage. Did he install Hades on another Titan? A lot to explore down there. I wonder what I could find. This is it. Location of the coordinates I scanned from the spire. A workshop underneath a dead forest titan. Just the kind of place Silence would slink away to. But what was he doing here?
Poor Hades. So cramped in there. No room to think. You can't even speak. Now the processing orb of a Titan, on the other hand, well, you're used to that. But once I load you on that, you'll be so much more comfortable. Until interrogations begin, anyway.
It's some kind of log. Most of it's redacted. Looks like Silence put a lot of work into forcing Hades to talk. device is blinking. I guess Silence wants me to check it out.
Aloy, consider this message a beacon to help guide you out of the fog of ignorance. Using explosives, I've detached the processing orb from the Titan overhead, a perfect cage for our mutual friend, Hades, in order to render it cooperative. Tell her what we've discussed about the mysterious signal that gave you life.
Was received for 7.22 years and ceased. Cannot compromise. Kayak reboot. But entities will still fail.
Back to that, are you? Perhaps you need a reminder that you have failed. So you see, Aloy, Gaia can be safely rebooted. As for a way to find a backup, well, you'll need to trot along after me to find out.
He thinks he's got it all figured out. Bastard. And I guess there's only one way to find out where he moved the orb. These crystals grow. There's those red crystals again. See where this trail leads. So here I am, following along after Silence like a fool. After he tricked me by rigging his lance to steal Hades. A crazy AI that wants to kill everything. He couldn't just let me do the same thing and destroy it. And now I'm gonna have to put up with more of his self-righteous bull. That's full. I can get it from my stash later. So here I am, following along after Silence like a fool. After he tricked me by rigging his lance to steal Hades. Crazy AI that wants to kill everything. He couldn't just let me do the same thing and destroy it. And now I'm gonna have to put up with more of his self-righteous bull. I can refill my pouch with these later. Sure could do a lot of damage. grab this from my stash later. Silence must be pretty confident he's found a backup with Gaia, but how? Every place I've checked, every lead, they've all been dead ends. All backups purged. So what did Hades tell him? I'll gather these while I can. My focus is detecting some kind of locator beacon. A merchant. Didn't expect to see anyone else out here.
Oh there!
Need a resupply.
What's Honora doing